This video will show you how to create a color scheme and a mood board for your business. We are going to go to the mood board assignment and then we'll click on the Coolors link, and this is where you will be able to start generating your color scheme. Now, you should have figured out your brand identity already, and you're going to use this to inform your colors. So for example, if you are a fast food company, your colors may look very, very different than if you are a floral designer company, right? So you really have to consider the colors and the color psychology, and using those resources posted in the logo design assignment as well for picking your colors. So let's go into start the generator, and we are going to generate some colors here. Again, we're in coolors.co/generate, and it's going to start up the generator. And from here, we can start generating colors. So there's these ads here. You just leave them there because we're not paying for the pro version of this. But as I press the space bar, you can see the colors are changing. And it's kind of nice because it will give you suggestions. And you might see some colors like midnight green, for example, that maybe that color wasn't really on your radar, but maybe you really like it. So I'm going to lock this color just because I do actually really like this color. I actually like this Cambridge blue as well, and I'm going to lock that. You can lock things, but you can also move things around too. So you'll see what I mean with the lock. When I go ahead and press the space bar, now it's just going to change these three colors. And the ability to move these around and let us see how colors interact and look next to each other will really help you with figuring out a color scheme that works for you. Now, it's really important when you're figuring out a color scheme that you're not just copying somebody else's existing color scheme, especially if they're in the same business as you. So that's where that research really comes into play, because you don't want any copyright issues. And you also want to make sure that it stands out enough, but at the same time convey your meaning. So right now I've got some nice cool colors. I actually really like this raw umber here too, so I'll lock that. I'm going to show you how to fine tune your colors too. So if I click on the color here, or the hex code, I can then drag this bar along and I can customize my colors that way. So if I know I want like an olive green, like a little more yellow there, ooh, not too far. If I want like an olive green, then I could just click and drag and bring that over. Now, the beauty of this is that these are all hex codes and you can import these into Photoshop or Illustrator. I'll just show you here with my new file. I'm going to actually set this up for the mood board. So we'll do 12 by 9 and resolution 300. And so if I double click on this box here, right over here where it says the little hashtag or pound symbol, you can input the hex code. So I could take this hex code here, just copy those numbers, and it's going to, so I did Control C on the keyboard, it's going to give me that exact color. So let's say in the background of my logo, I want that color. Boom, there it is. So generating the color scheme is your first step when you're doing your mood board. Now, when you have your color scheme generated, and I'm not saying this is my final color scheme, but I'll just use it as an example, you're going to click export and then image, and then just call it, color scheme, and then click export. And now it should be in your downloads. Now you can start creating your mood board. Now in Photoshop, I already have it set up, right? It's 9 inches by 12 inches. Double check and make sure when you do that, that it's in inches and not pixels, because 12 by 9 pixels is really small. So just make sure it says inches. Mine already says inches. Now you can add any background color in there that you want. I just went ahead and did this color as an example. I'm going to do File, Place Embedded, and we're going to put the color scheme into the mood board. Now it kind of looks like my green is blending in just because it's the same exact green. So I could open up my layers here. Maybe I'll just add a stroke around the outside edge of this color scheme so it stands out a little more. There we go. Cool. And so now I'm going to find images that represent my business. So I'm just going to say my business is going to be a boutique. Okay, so like a little gift shop where they sell boutique, handmade, designed items. And that's just kind of what I think of when I see these colors. So my business is a boutique. And so I'm kind of inspired by, handcrafted things. And I like the idea of wood tones and nature. So here I could just go in my Google search. I'll just type in like nature, and see what happens. And Google searches are just fine for the mood board. So if you find an image and you're like, oh, yes, like that's kind of the aesthetic, or that's the feeling I want that my customers to feel, then choose it. Or if it's just similar to your color scheme, like I actually really kind of like this one. I think that may even be an art piece. So I'm going to right click on this and just say copy image. We'll see if this works. Go to my Photoshop, and then I'll do Control V to paste. Perfect. And it really, those greens really match the green background. So I kind of like the idea of, natural materials. Maybe I'll find like a wood texture. Let's see. And again, Google Images is fine. You can use Pixabay as well. Oh, I really like this one. It's kind of like older wood. Right click, copy image, Control V. And you just need 10 different images. So again, we're in Photoshop. Each one of these is going to be its own layer. You can do Control T to resize. If you're in Photopea, it would be Control Alt T. I'm just going to save this really quick so I don't lose it. We'll call it mood board. Oops. And you just keep adding your images in as you go along. And then eventually you're going to do File, Export, and export your file as a JPEG or PNG that you can then put into your presentation. Let's see, next one. I might just like pull up Boutique and see what comes up here. Ooh, this is fun. I love this. That's beautiful. I might just copy this one. Copy image. Control V. Move that around. So your mood board really in the end should still be cohesive with your color scheme too. So this is still very, there's some colors in there that are not part of my color scheme, but that's okay. You just try to keep it as close as you can. Let me say boutique gift store and see what other ones are out there. So, ooh, I love the display of those shoes. That's kind of fun. There's like a display of some housewares. Ooh, this is really fun. I'm going to right click on this, copy image. Might resize that just a little bit. Feel free to make some images smaller or bigger than others, and feel free to overlap. They don't all have to be on their own. So right now I have 5 images. I just need 5 more. So I kind of want something with like lighting, because I really like warm lighting. Let's see what happens when I type in warm lighting. Ooh, yeah, these are some good ones. I want customers to feel warm and invited into my shop space. I might even say fire. Let's see, lighting, warm, fire. Those are some good keywords. Half the battle is just figuring out the keywords. Let's do fire and fireplace. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, let's see. Which one do I like? Oh, I like this one. All right, there's something kind of old school, kind of vintagey about that. So I'm going to copy that one over. Now, technically, you wouldn't have to copy them. You could also save them and just embed them. I just like doing it this way because it's faster. So fire. Let's see some other colors. I kind of feel like I need a plant or something in here. So let's do a plant in a terracotta plant or a planter, because there's this terracotta color there I'd kind of like to include. Ooh, these are fun. All right, right click, copy image. Perfect. Now, my business also has some kind of Scandinavian influences, so I'm going to see if I can find like Scandinavian folk art. We'll see if any of those work for my plans and with my colors. So I have that kind of teal, blue, purple, green, terracotta colors. Let's see if I, ooh, this one actually is really close to those colors. So I'm going to see how this looks. Right click, copy. Oops, really tiny. We'll make it bigger. Now this blue seems a little off, so I might actually edit this. I'm going to do image adjustment. So you are allowed to edit images within the work. I want that color to be a little more on the teal blue side. Of course, then it messes with the other color. We'll just adjust that. And then if you just move it this way, let's see. Image adjustments, color balance. I think that works. Actually, that looks really good. Okay, click OK. And then Control T to resize. Let's see, we are at 8 images, so 2 more. Let's see other ones to add. Let's just see flowers here. Let's do flowers teal. Perfect. This one's good. Let's add that one if it'll let us. Right click, copy image, Control V, Control T to resize, and hit enter. It's pretty good. And then let's see if we can find something with that mint or purple. I'm kind of missing the purples in there. I'm just going to do let's do eggplant purple. That's going to give me a bunch of fruit. Let's see. I'll just do purple. Ooh, like the night sky. I'm going to copy that one. Copy image. Control T. I'm going to make this a little darker. It's image adjustments, levels. Just want to decrease the contrast too of that. All right, I think that's 10 images, but you could keep going. You could keep adding more. I actually might add one more mint green image. So feel free to type in the color too and then just see what comes up. Let's see. And it doesn't necessarily have to be something that you sell, but it might make more sense if that's the case. All right, let's do Control V. Cool. All right, so now from here, you go ahead and you just arrange it how you wish. You know, resize, you can angle things if you want to rotate things, if you want to reorganize things. When you click on it with your move tool, you can just click and drag those layers above, you know, to organize the images in a way where it makes sense. I'll make this a little smaller. And then when you're happy with it, I'm going to move this one over here. Actually, let's put my color scheme in the middle. Once it makes sense, then you're going to export it. I might send the green one back a little bit. Moved it to the wrong place. There we go. I'm going to stretch this one out. Hold down Shift and that's going to let you stretch things. There we go. I'd say that's pretty good. Okay, so from here you're going to do File, Export, and then either quick export as PNG or just export as, and then you can export it as a JPG. I don't really care how you save it. And then save. And then you're going to go into your presentation at Google Slides again, and you're going to put it on that second to the last Google Slides. I'll show you how to do that quick. All right, so right here it says insert mood board as JPEG or PNG. Go to insert, upload from computer, and then erase this text when you're finished. So insert image, upload from computer. Pull up my mood board. I'm going to erase this text, and we're going to stretch this so it fits. There we are. So there's the mood board. Now you would move on to your logo design. So the logo, step 3, is you're going to synthesize your brand identity, your color scheme, and your mood board into a final logo design for your business. It says the student will demonstrate their understanding of the qualities of a good logo, which include that it's simple, attractive, professional, meaningful, and memorable, timeless, and versatile. And you can also find a lot of information about the logo design or qualities of good logo design on this article here, and then the Google Slides that I attached. So we'll get into that in the next video. But for now, this should give you a good start on how to get your mood board finished and added to your presentation, so then you can do your logo design.